Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Food Lady Dominique, and today we're going to be making risotto, which is a staple in Northern Italian cooking. And you either serve it as a primo piatto, a first dish, or you serve it as a side to whatever main dish you're doing. And I just want to go over quickly what risotto is, because it seems that here in the States there's this idea that it's super gourmet, which it is, because it's super delicious, but that it's also really difficult and it's hard to make right. No, not really. So you have your regular rice, which you just make with water, and then you have rice pilaf, which you make with some sort of broth, and you usually saute up some onion with it. And then you can take rice pilaf to a lot of different places, like yellow rice is a type of rice pilaf, a vegetable rice is a type of rice pilaf, and then you can get really funky and go to a jambalaya, which is a different kind of rice pilaf, because it's rice cooked with flavored things. Well, risotto is really just that, with the addition of some sort of hard cheese, usually a Parmesan, right at the end, which gives it a super yummy creaminess. So you can have a risotto that is as simple as just white rice cooked with a little bit of onion in broth and then the Parmesan at the end, or it can get really fancy with a lot of great flavorful additions. And you can also make a risotto that is a main dish, so that you can add all sorts of vegetables, a meat in there, or a fish, etc. Today we're going to be making a traditional Piemontese risotto, again, my way, as usual. In Piemonte, we actually make a risotto with a tomato sauce, either a tomato sauce or chopped canned tomatoes. I am using one of the AnnaMaria's Bagna because it has chopped tomatoes, peppers, garlic, carrots, onions, the olives. It's got all sorts of great flavors in it. If you don't have one of the AnnaMaria's Bagnas, because you can also use basil or spicy, don't worry about it. Down below, I will be giving you a recipe that you can put something together if you don't have one of these. Now, of course, I'm biased. I suggest that you go to our website, buy one, but I can understand very often when I watch videos, I get hungry for that food right away and I want to try to make it right away. And I'm going to be using black rice rather than going the more traditional white rice. Why? All of the rices that are still within their husk, the whole rices, are healthier for you because, first of all, they give you all of the nutrients within the husk, and also they have more fiber and they are digested by your body slower, which gives you less of a sugar jump. You need a heaping cup of the Bagna Rosa, whichever you're using, which is about half a jar, a little bit more than half a jar. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, a cup and a half of the black rice, and then to cook it in, I heat up a full 4 cups of broth. Now, I've got some chicken broth at home. I prefer actually the vegetable broth usually with this rice, but I thought I had vegetable broth. I had the chicken broth, so that's what I'm going to use. And then I also heat up 2 cups of just water. Now, you would think when you're cooking black rice, you really just use 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. So I'm using a cup and a half. I should only have 3 cups of liquid. Well, when you're cooking the risotto, which, as I said before, it's not a hard thing. It just takes babysitting. You really have to watch it. Not child sitting, babysitting. You've got to have your eyes on it all the time, because from it's going great risotto to burnt risotto is an instant. Well, when you're cooking risotto, you are adding the broth that you need a little bit at a time. And since you're cooking it, even if you've got it covered, you're uncovering it, there's more moisture that leaves. So you end up using more moisture. That's why I always heat up more liquid than I need as a just in case. And then a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese or any hard melting cheese. 1 small onion, which I haven't chopped up yet because if you've seen my other videos, you would know that I'd be crying right now. Chopped onion anywhere near me and I'm gone. And then salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so let's go over to the stove. I'll reset everything and let's start this risotto. Okay, I have my broth heating, my water heating over there, and I put a bit of olive oil in the pan. So you can use butter and olive oil or just olive oil. And start sauteing the onion. If you are not using the Bagna rosa and you are using the ingredients that I've listed below, one of them is garlic, and you would want to put your garlic in right now as well. What you want to do is you just want to saute the onion so that it's a little bit clear and it's given up a bit of its water. Okay, so you see how the onion is a little bit clear and a little bit toasted? It took about 2.5 minutes. At this point, we're going to put in our rice that's not cooked, and I have just rinsed it a little bit. Toast the rice like this for about a minute. Make sure that you're flipping it over so that it's not burning on the bottom. And then you put in the Bagna. Or if you're using the other ingredients, your tomato and pepper that I listed below. And the tomato paste. What you're doing when you're toasting the rice in these ingredients is the rice starts taking in all of the liquid from these ingredients and starts taking in a very strong flavor. And when you see that you've got a little bit of darkness on the bottom, so that means a lot of the water is gone and it's already sucked it up, that's when you start adding in your broth. A little bit at a time. And this is where you're going to bring it down to a simmer, a strong simmer, but a simmer. You don't want it to cook too fast. And you're going to cover it. So you see how I haven't added a lot of liquid yet? So this is why you have to babysit risotto. Because as you can see, as the juices are sucked in by the rice, you can go from this is going to be a great risotto to it's burnt and you throw it away like this. So this is a time to put more broth in. I just tasted the rice and it's still a bit nutty, so I'm going to put the rest of this broth and 1 ladle of water. So here you go. Most of the liquid has been soaked in. You still have a little bit of liquid, and you want that because it's going to help the Parmesan. It's going to help the Parmesan melt and create that beautiful creamy sauce. Once you've got the Parmesan in, this is when you taste it again for salt and pepper. Because remember, Parmesan is a salty cheese, so you definitely want to taste it first. And you know what? I don't think I need any salt. I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper. Here you go. The risotto's done. I'm going to take it off the stove and it is going to sit for just about 10 minutes before I serve it. You do that with a risotto that is made with whole grains, but not one that's made with white rice. All right, so the risotto is done. Here you go. Now, it's difficult with black rice to get all of the wonderful vegetable colors, but you certainly get the flavor. And what risotto does is all the flavor gets sucked in by the rice, so it's not just what's around the rice, it's right in there. And the creaminess of the Parmesan. Phenomenal. So this risotto tonight, I'm going to have as a side dish to fennel, caper, lemon butter salmon, and a broccoli slaw. Please let me know, comment if you've ever made a risotto and how it went for you. And if you make this risotto, remember you can also do this with white rice. You're just going to use a lot less liquid and it's going to go a lot faster. This took about an hour. Buon appetito, enjoy the risotto, and subscribe, comment, and click the notification button, and I'll see you soon.